Hi, Asher.
Asher.
Hi. I'm going to try something real quick.
He's got the soundboard.
Nice. So good.
Yeah, I invited
It's such
Asher
an incredible
because
surprise that he's here.
I mean, we ragged on him the whole last episode, and he didn't even know it was happening. So
yeah, you really did.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah,
the whole premise of the show.
I'm here for the rim shot and to Google Images, apparently, for Ben.
Yeah. So earlier, Ben was talking about pocket hole jigs, and Asher was in the thing over there, and I'm like, this is where we'd have Asher look up a image for us.
How long were you spying on us?
He was there.
Like, I heard the conversation about eating microphones. That was kind of when.
So you didn't see the part where Sean and I.
No, I missed that part. Very unfortunately, It was
pretty intimate.
Let's try to record that next time around.
I shut up after that. And you may think we were only talking about you in the context of this. I just talk about you all the time, Asher.
Weird.
All the time. Yeah.
What you heard was just the stuff that was okay to put out publicly. The rest of it was just rough.
I do have to say, I know you're past this conversation, Ben. I have opinions about pocket hole jigs.
Well, good. Can I use it?
Half the
How
episode.
complicated am I digging myself into here?
They're super simple, but if you want something, if you're trying to build something that'll last, they can be problematic. So
I mean, okay, that's interesting. But realistically, how many years do I got left? Like,
well,
based on
how much ice cream are you eating right before bed?
Again,
one
keeps coming up.
Just eating one. What kind of pop do you drink?
You said pop.
I actually, right? you guys were talking about that, and I was messing around with Chat GPT while I was listening to your conversation, and I had it write ad copy because you were talking about like, well, this is sponsored by. I had it write ad copy for a combination of Faygo, a company that makes a combination of Faygo, Vernors, and Loganberry. Oh my God!
Oh, you got your Vernors.
Faygo this week. Wow.
I shipped it to him.
Incredible.
And I thought actually.
So hold on. I want to hear the end of the chat.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. What did it say?
What did it say?
It wasn't as good as I want it to be, but I can. Are you a fan of unique and bold soft drink flavors? Look no further than the delicious concoction offered by our sponsor, Triple Fusion Fizz, the makers of the ultimate drink that combines the flavors of Dr. Pepper, Vernors Ginger Ale, and Faygo. Imagine the rich and complex flavors of Dr. Pepper with its blend of 23 flavors. It's just the word flavors over and over again for about 200 words. It wasn't nearly as good as I wanted it to be.
You can read all of our ad copy.
Every time.
It's excellent.
Yeah. I would prefer something like Ben or Sean because I think the best reads are the worst ones.
Ouch.
Have you ever listened to Bill Burr's Sherry's Berries ad read?
No.
It's insane.
Speaking of not really Bill Burr, has anyone watched the new Mark Maron? I don't know what this has to do with anything. The new Mark Maron comedy special on HBO?
No, I don't know who that is.
He is. I cannot believe he gets away with saying the things that he gets away with saying on a stage in front of people. A broadcast on HBO. It was incredible. It was amazing.
I mean, was it?
There was a lot of that, but there was so much worse. That was all. I was thinking that because Bill Burr gets into some stuff too, but like he's mild compared to Mark Maron. The special was unreal.
All right, so because I'm lazy and I don't like to edit, I'm going to say that welcome to the second episode of the Bench Ash Shirt podcast. The title of this episode is Asher's Revenge. Because we talked about Asher the whole time. Like, it was the Asher episode last time, but he wasn't here to defend himself. So he's here now.
It wasn't. You had some great conversations. No. I'm not here for revenge. I'm here to help. I'm here to help work through pocket holes.
I thought the whole point of the producer was he was silent in the background and we just got to make fun of him and whatever stuff, and he couldn't defend himself.
That was last episode. Apparently he's been promoted.
I don't even feel like we were crapping all over him last episode. I feel like it was all reverent.
Yeah, we were just expecting him to do things, and he didn't even know that. Yeah.
And I did not deliver, and I'm sorry, but I'm here today. to deliver on the promise of Google Foo, evidently.
I didn't send you any beverages, Asher. I apologize for that. Have you had Werner's?
Yes.
He's from Wisconsin.
Have you had Faygo Rock and Rye?
I was a terrible child. I have a lot of Juggalo friends. I've absolutely had every flavor of Faygo, yes.
Oh, have you? Okay, awesome. So you can participate.
You're looking at me confused.
What?
Faygo is absolutely a Juggalo thing. That's
I'd never heard that before.
I don't even know what that word means. So
now I have to fact check myself.
Well, I believe you. I'm not challenging you. We had it as a kid because it cost half as much as the brand name stuff. Like my dad wasn't gonna. On that note, I don't know if this is like this for anyone else, but I really missed this. When I was a kid, you could go to the grocery store and you could get grocery store brand soda in all these weird flavors, grape and cherry and grapefruit and all this stuff by the can. Like you didn't have to buy a 6 or a 12 pack. You could just buy individual cans.
Yeah, in Michigan we call that Faygo. I mean that every store has that 39-cent can of Rock and Rye. In fact,
not here.
The bottles that I sent to you guys were individuals. They were not. It was not I didn't break up an 8-pack for y'all. I also didn't buy myself any, so I can't share in the magic of. But I've had it, So.
Well, it's okay because I'm theoretically going to send you some Loganberry at some point.
Yeah, I noticed that I didn't get any. I did.
It's incredible because I didn't go to the post office yet.
I did find it on Amazon, but
it's not. Oh, the price on Amazon's terrible.
Yeah, based on your description, I was not willing to spend the Amazon prices. Although I was happy to put the links in the show notes for last week.
I mean, even for free, you should not drink it.
We're affiliate links too.
Right now, we're just rehashing things we talked about before. All right, first segment: more weirdly specific regional Buffalo foodstuffs.
Aren't we going to drink the Rock and Rye?
Okay, we can do that.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Yeah. Ash and I will just look at you like, fine, we don't have any. We'll just sit here.
It's kind of
I'm like investigating the flavor.
Oh. And for people out there who can't see, it's not rocking rye, like rock. It's rock and rye, like rock and roll, but they replaced the roll with
ampersand rye.
This is hilarious. I pulled up an article. Rock and Rye Pop, a Prohibition-era flavor from a soda company beloved by Detroiters and Juggalos. That's the byline.
Juggalos. All right.
I mean, magnets, how do they work, right?
Yeah. And it looks like Rock and Rye is just the name of a drink. It's a cocktail.
Oh. I love that the word tail fell off right there. You literally just said in the podcast, it's a cock. That's what it sounded like.
That's what it tastes like. I knew it triggered a memory.
Yep. Even using the microphone, I wasn't sure what didn't come to me right away.
Yeah.
So wait, what's the rock in a rock and rye?
Rock candy.
So you put rock candy in like a rye whiskey?
Crystallized sugar.
I was going to say
rock
sugar.
And rye. It's a blend of citrus and rye whiskey sweetened with crystallized sugar, sometimes known as rock candy.
So what'd you guys think?
I'll keep drinking it.
All right.
I'm not pouring it out. Wait till you drink the Loganberry. You're going to hate me.
Yeah. I mean, short trip, but yeah.
Now, is this caffeinated? No, naturally caffeine free.
Oh, I didn't know. Sometimes weird. Like Ruby Red Squirt, caffeinated. Who would have thought that? Right?
I think all Squirt is caffeinated.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
that's one of Squirt's things.
I just only ever get the Ruby Red because.
Squirt is the citrus soda that's caffeinated. That's their.
I don't know if that's their thing.
That's like
it is. Thing. I think if you get like just the regular Squirt, I think it's caffeinated.
I'm pretty sure it's caffeinated too. Yeah, I mean it's grapefruit soda, so I don't know. So, okay, yeah, I mean, that's a whole episode. Thanks for tuning in. This episode is brought to you by the Rye and Rock and Rye. Yeah, so, Ben, you've had Faygo Pop before.
Yeah.
Do you agree that that's the best flavor?
It certainly tastes better than any of my memories of Faygo Pop. Like and we haven't had it. I haven't seen it around here in a long time, although I did look up last week after we talked about it, and it's available like at the super discount store.
Okay.
That I could drive to and go get it, but I haven't had it since I was a kid. But my memory of
spending
Faygo,
$15 on shipping was a wise choice on my part. When
you're a good man.
Always disappointed. Well, they didn't have this flavor. They had orange, right? and grape.
Okay.
I was always disappointed when I drank a Faygo Pop. It was like, and it, we didn't have a lot of pop. It's tough to disappoint a kid with pop, but I was always like, nah, I'll have milk.
Danielle,
We don't have a lot in
the
the house. I guarantee you this is going to be not just consumed, but fought over. So if that makes you feel better.
So I assume it's the best Faygo Pop you've ever had.
It is hands down the best Faygo Pop I've ever had in my life.
I think I like the flavor.
Yeah.
It's like almost grape. I can't place it.
It's a thick flavor.
You know what it reminds me of a little bit? Did anyone try the weirdo Coca-Cola like Dreamscape or whatever it was?
I tried the one that tasted like they dissolved marshmallow Peeps in it or something. Yeah. Is that the right one?
Was it Space Dust or something? What was
there
it?
Were two.
Was it space. Yeah, there was.
I
There
didn't
was a
try the
couple
first
of them.
one. I think I tried the dreamy one.
It reminds me of that a little bit. I think.
Okay.
Going back real quick, did somebody just say that they had the Pepsi Peeps?
No. I said it tasted like they dissolved Peeps into Coke. That's what I think the dream flavor sounded like.
Well, I'm ready to delight and surprise you because I don't know if you know this. Pepsi. I don't know. I'd love to hear what you all think about Pepsi versus Coke, but Pepsi just released Pepsi Peeps. It is Peeps flavored Pepsi. It is literally
Dr. Pepper. There's also Dr. Pepper Peeps.
Does Pepsi own Dr. Pepper?
No, I believe Dr. Pepper is now owned by like Keurig Dyson vacuum car company that owns everything in the world that is weird.
That sounds like a line from Idiocracy.
It is that Keurig company though that they bought all like middling brand soda. They now own Dr. Pepper. I don't know what they own. Maybe they own Peeps. Maybe they own Peeps.
I did paste a link to the Peeps Pepsi Peeps in Slack last week.
Oh. All right.
I've looked for it.
I must have blocked it out.
You can't find it?
No, I haven't been able to find it yet.
I was gonna look. I was gonna wait a few weeks and then look.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
I think that's the move.
So we're still gonna wait. We'll do the Loganberry when we get it, Ben, and we'll all try it.
Promise it'll go in the mail and it'll be there for you next time.
Oh, that's wow.
And I have a earmarked item this weekend to figure out what the hell to ship you from Oregon. So
Leola's gonna love the Loganberry. She's gonna think it's great.
So excited.
I got
You're
some.
Gonna wonder what you did to deserve drinking it.
So I know that we're moving on to a real topic, but since we're talking about drinks, so I got a care package from one of my YouTube community members. He was in Germany, and one of the things in it is this. It's a packet of drink mix that looks like it bubbles and like you put it in water, and all the instructions are in German, so I'm probably going to do it wrong, but I'm excited to try that. I could have done it during the podcast, but
fizzy German drink sounds good to me.
He said it's like Kool-Aid, but fizzy.
Pop rocks in a glass.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll report back. Anyway, Ben, you seemed really anxious to move on to a topic, so go ahead.
I'm always anxious to move on. I think I've said it before. I said it again. We should have an agenda.
I am so impressed by your structured nature, Ben.
Oh, it's a fake facade. I don't know what I was excited about, to be honest.
Okay. Wow.
That was great.
I was going to talk about more. I was going to, you know what? Let's do more weirdly specific, regionally specific Western New York foodstuffs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do it every week. One of these weeks, you won't know when, it'll be made up. And you have to guess which one is fake.
I'm in.
Have you prepared for this?
This week is beef on weck.
Oh.
It's kind of all there is to it. It's really in the name.
But please explain more.
It's a roast beef sandwich.
Okay.
On a Kimmelweck bun. Speaking of Germans, we're just having a German-themed episode here.
Yeah.
It's a roast beef sandwich.
It's on a Kimmelweck bun. It's beef on weck. It's not just a roast beef sandwich.
It's a Kimmelweck bun.
Is this the same weck as Buffalo Wild Wings and weck? Is that the same sort of weck thing? Because BW3, Buffalo Wild Wings and weck.
That's where they got the weck from. Sure.
Wow. What a wecky episode.
Where were you, Asher? Right there. That was the rim shot.
Oh, yeah. What a wecky episode.
Whatever we're paying him, it's too much.
Oh, yeah.
A Kimmelweck bun is a Wow, that's a really
That's a
long
lot of
sound.
crickets.
That's a
Sorry
lot
about
of
that.
yep.
That just goes and goes. It's a Kaiser roll with caraway seeds on it.
Oh.
And rock salt.
Oh, well, that
Caraway
sounds
seeds and
great.
rock
Well,
salt.
if you drop it in the winter, yeah, but I mean, otherwise,
And you usually put smear horseradish all over the inside of the bun too.
All right, you sold me.
it's specific to the. Yeah, that sounds like part of the sandwich, not part of the whack.
Well, yeah, it's the whole sandwiches.
Okay.
The beef on whack. That's how you make a beef on whack sandwich. Anyways, I don't know. You don't get them outside of Western New York. It's one of these weird Western New York things we're all very excited about. But there's multiple restaurants here that specialize in beef on whack.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of the world calls it roast beef sandwich.
It's the Kimmelweck bun as a part of it, though.
Okay.
I feel like that. Did you know what one was before? Am I wrong?
No, I guess you were. That's so unique, Ben. What is this beef you speak of? What animal does it come from?
We've been looking for a good Kaiser roll out here. It's actually difficult to find. But now I want a Kimmelweck bun.
I would assume you have to order them. I don't know how you could.
Couldn't you just
really,
get caraway seeds and?
Because you get a Kaiser roll, a hard roll. You got to get the top, mist it with water and put the stuff on. Because this, you could lick it, as Sean is very graphically demonstrating.
It's an option.
Yeah. And
because if you order them, the salt draws in the moisture and makes the top of the bun all soggy.
Oh. All right. And I was gonna say, and then you got to go out on the street and dunk it in the road salt too, or.
That's all. Yeah.
I think I know why it's regional.
Sounds like a Michigan variation on a Kimmelweck bun.
Yeah. Road salt?
Yeah.
No. Our variation has sand included because we're...
So good. I'm still drinking it.
Nice.
All right. Someone else got to talk about something now. Danielle, what do you got?
Is that our whole segment? Cool.
Yeah. I think this is a new one, right? Yeah.
It's the segment train is moving on.
I had another idea for the podcast. What if we had...
Is this another podcast? Are we just starting podcast now?
Yeah, this will be our other one.
Okay, all right.
I mean, if we just did this all the time, we'd be loaded, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's how it works.
So,
do you mean loaded drugs?
What if our
loaded?
podcast
because
had a goal?
Money is a goal.
What if it had a thing that we were trying to do? Some of these podcasts are they're going to get that innocent person off a death row or whatever. But what if our goal was much less noble?
Again, I'm just impressed that you're caring about how we stick to time and topics, and now you're setting goals. So this is
let's be abundantly clear. He said we should do that, and has proceeded to act on or prepare for none of that. So,
what goal are you thinking about?
I'm the idea guy. I'm Dom Draper.
So your idea is we need an idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you say you want a goal, do you want Are you thinking less? You said less noble. Do you mean mundane?
I did have a goal. It was a fairly mundane goal.
He has a goal.
But also fairly unachievable, which I think makes it a cool goal too.
Even better.
We should, in the spirit of the podcast name, we should try to get Michael Schur to talk to us for 20 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know that he'd stay on for that long.
I would take 6 or 7.
Yeah.
But see, it's like a thing we could, you can aim for. You try to do it.
Yeah.
Build up a groundswell.
We've listened to How to Be Perfect twice now, my daughter and I. As a family, we've listened to the book twice now.
Just can't do it right, so you got to keep trying.
We love it so much, and she tears it apart. She's actually in the process. I don't know if I've told you, of writing her own. She's planning out her own philosophy.
Cool.
And so she's done a couple of chapters on that.
Like a cult? I mean, she's going to start a cult?
Yes.
That's cool.
Absolutely.
I'll sign up.
Yeah. There you go. I love it. Great.
I mean, I'll bring the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. But the end of the book, when he talks to his kids, it is just really important to us. So
do you know what we're talking about, Asher? So the theme of the podcast, The Good Place. The book is written by the guy who came up with or produced or whatever The Good Place show. He wrote a book, How to Be Perfect.
Okay.
You're caught up.
Yeah, I'm
else
vaguely familiar.
Okay.
I've been Googling around.
Okay. You're right. Yeah, you're producing for us.
Yeah, I'm right here. It looks like we could probably get his agent's contact info.
Oh, yeah.
We can just shoot him an email. I mean,
exactly.
Maybe.
No, that's how show business works, right? You just email people and they do it.
Yeah, but what's the ask? So we're gonna bring him on. That's our goal. That's the goal of this podcast. That's
Ben
your goal.
he did say low goals, like not like
it's mundane here, right?
Like,
I mean, we
you're
could ask
here,
him.
we gotcha.
We could ask him how he feels about Fago Pop, right? Tie the whole thing right back together.
My new job is now just mailing Fago Rock and Rye to people. Like, yeah, we're going to need your home mailing address because we're going to be sending you things that you will consume during the recording. Oh, yeah.
I like that as a goal, though.
Yeah, it's not noble at all. I like it. It's
it's a goal. Have you? Go ahead.
No, I didn't have anything good to say. Go ahead.
Have you guys heard that podcast? I forget the name of it, but it's an actor who was auditioning for a part 20-ish years ago, around the year 2000, and he didn't get the part. It was a big deal. He thought it was going to be his big break. He goes to London to do a final audition, and Tom Hanks, he's auditioning for Tom Hanks. This is Tom Hanks. He gets a phone call immediately after. You didn't get the part. Tom Hanks said you have dead eyes. And so it's still bothering him 20 years later. The whole point of the podcast is to talk to his friends, which actually is one of them is Janet from The Good Place. It's like one of the first podcast episodes about his dead eyes. And it all culminates in an interview with Tom Hanks about his dead eyes. And that's incredible. Fantastic.
So are you saying we could get that guy?
No, almost certainly not.
That goal is too lofty. All right.
He had a goal, get a guy to come on the show, and he did do it. So,
and now what? Did he just like cancel the podcast? I mean, I think if our goal is attainable, I mean,
limited series are pretty hot right now in the podcast world. I think that's how.
Oh,
that's how you make it. You know, Ben's got the suspense.
All right. So like a 2-episode series, and then that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, Mike.
Now we know what Asher's revenge really is. Interesting. No, yeah.
Just putting it out there.
Okay. So my task now, usually, I mean, having Asher here to put stuff on makes it a little less fun to pretend that we're just going to make him do everything, because he might actually do stuff, and then we'd feel bad.
It more fun for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my job is to come up with a goal, to come up with segments. I mean, I did mail Rock and Rye, so I got that part down.
You did that.
You're the most successful of the four of us here, for sure.
That is so not true. I have the greenest hair. I think
the numbers don't lie.
Yeah. The only thing I thought of is because based on following up with that was a great segue, Ben. If you could pick a skill that you do not have, what would it be? And I'll go first, so you know what the crap I'm talking about. Every single person in my family, sans me, is so freaking good at singing. And
sans, for our listeners out there, is French for accepting or without.
Yes, I appreciate that you belittled our audience, and
I just if you're going to start swapping languages mid-statement.
It's the condescension segment. Me not sing good. But they just sing so well, and I feel like that's something missing from my life. But what I wonder is it just a grass is greener on the other side thing, or do you all have things that you just would love to do and think it would be better, but people who do that aren't necessarily happier?
My list is long of things I wish I could do.
Do you think it'd really make you happier if you could do it?
If I was good at parkour, yeah, I do. I think I'd be much happier.
That's much better than singing. Wow.
Yeah, that's really good.
How many of you just had the parkour office episode go through your mind, though? Because every time I hear the word parkour, I just picture Andy falling Andy falling into the dumpster.
Parkour! I'm right behind you, Andy. Come on. Yeah. Parkour.
That's my thing, singing. I can't sing. I can't sing.
I know you primed us with this, and so I was thinking about it, and my thing was going to be like playing an instrument.
Mm-hmm.
But that's so close to singing. I don't want to do that now. I just feel like, oh yeah, I want to make music too. So now I got to come up with something cooler.
Wow.
Come up with some. What is it? I mean, first of all, singing and playing an instrument,
very different.
Very different.
Except, I guess the voice is an instrument. I guess.
Now you're just belittling singers.
No, you can't say that. You're doing singing. Musical instruments are too dumb. I got to pick something other than musical instruments. Musicians are such idiots.
That's not what I meant. You're twisting my words.
What instrument would you play, Ben?
Oh, the guitar for sure,
Yeah.
if I could.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to learn it once. It was one of those. It was like back in college, right? And it was one of those things where it was clear, and everyone tells you this, right? They're like, just practice it, and you can learn how to do it. And for like a couple of months, every night I practiced it, and I got like way better than I ever thought I would be at guitar because I practiced, and then I stopped, and now I can't do it anymore.
You could practice. You could get back into that.
Yeah,
Never too late.
It already sounds like a lot of work.
I never knew what to practice. So, I mean, I can see I'll move to the side, see the guitar behind me hanging on the wall. I learned guitar when I was younger. Like I could play major, minor chords. I didn't ever learn like all the notes on the fretboard and stuff. But my problem was I'd say, oh, just practice. I never knew what to practice. Like, okay, but what? And I'm not, it's just like.
We would, when I was in college, the internet first, was a thing, and it became super duper easy to get like
you just got tabs.
Tablature. Yeah. So we'd be like, I learned how to play Green Day or something. I was like, this is the greatest thing ever.
That is how I learned to play, for sure.
Was reading tabs on the internet? Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally. Yep. I don't know anything about music theory. That's probably.
Oh, that was a thing I did too in college. Is I took a music history, music theory course as like an elective. I was like, oh, this will be cool. Learn a little bit about it. Oh my god, that was so hard.
Yeah.
Like it was a 100 level course. We were like studying Gregorian chants and stuff. I was like, what am I doing here? This is insane.
Wow.
We had a place I used to work. We had someone come in one day a week for guitar lessons, and you could just sign up and take a break, and somebody would come in and just do guitar lessons. And
that's amazing.
So that was really helpful, just to have that right in the middle of your day.
Yeah.
And yet I still never really learned how to play well.
I think it's kind of a difficult instrument to get really good at too. I don't know, but I'm using my family members or so we have a pretty decent piano downstairs. I mean, it's digital, but it's a nice digital piano, and none of them took like serious lessons, but they all go down there and they'll play songs and sing. I mean, two-handed playing. I don't know, just my friggin' family.
They use both hands on a piano.
Well, you all have it in you to play and sing, so you should. It's good. I really just play covers. So.
Sean, if your question was, would it make you happier? One of my other things, a skill that I really wish I did have, is something I think of, Asher, that you have in abundance. Just the ability to take in so many pieces of data at the same time. And it just seems to hit you in a wave and doesn't phase you one bit. And you're able to just like churn it out, bring it together, and coalesce it so beautifully. I would think that would make me happier if I was able to do that with the ease that I've seen you do it. Does that make you happy, Asher?
An Asher level of apathy about... No. He doesn't ever care, man.
He cares greatly.
Oh, okay. Okay. Doesn't get
too
stressed
much
about it.
Too much about everything. First of all, thank you for the compliment. That's very kind. Second of all, no, you don't want that. You do not want that. Because here's the thing. Every time there's like a puzzle of some kind, we go to an escape room with other people. I have to make sure that I'm being quiet and letting other people play the puzzle because I'm pretty sure how it's going to work out. My wife's been playing a video game. She's sick this week. Been hanging out watching her play a video game. And it's sitting there while she works through puzzles.
It's hard, right? You want to be like, just click the button. It's right there.
Yeah. And like at work, I mean, I think that's the context that you have.
Mm-hmm.
If you have that skill and not the skill of explaining concepts quickly to people, you just kind of seem like an asshole, an arsehole. What asshole? There we go.
Ash.
I got there eventually.
Really well cut up.
Because it's so clear to me, I'm like, hey, here's the information you need.
Right.
Well, how did we get there? I didn't show my work, man. Just trust me.
The show in the work, I have that conversation with my son a lot about the math because I think he's actually pretty good at math. And sometimes I can see him with the problem, and he just kind of looks at it and like tweaks his eye, and he's like, "Oh," and he gets to the answer. But I'm like, "No, buddy, you got to write down how you figured it out." He's like, "Why? It's right." It's not how it goes. You got to be able to tell people how you did it.
Well, he might end up doing what I did and choose a major in college that requires absolutely no math classes, and never.
Yeah, they might.
And that's how you end up. Unemployed. So he's got aspirations.
Oh, okay. I've found a lot of alternative ways to end up.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a lot of roads to that that destination.
That could be a segment, ways in which Ben has gotten fired.
That could be our final episode, right? Episode 3, according to what we're doing now. Ben gets fired for the last time from the podcast.
That's what Michael Schur will be here for, just to talk to Ben about the ways in which
that's right. That's our goal. Once he's here, he has to close it out well by firing Ben.
I've been fired by better people than Mike.
So
Mike and I are on a first name basis.
That kind of answered my question though, Danielle. That's something you desire, Asher. You're like, oh no, it's not so great. But I got to think, being able to sing such that people want you to sing all the time, it's just got to be pretty nice. Playing instruments well, it just seems like
I think like having a talent like that doesn't necessarily go anywhere or do anything. It's just something that you can just do. My mother is an absurdly talented artist, just ridiculously good. And she never did it professionally. She went to school for biology. She did for a while when I was younger, she did some graphic design stuff, but it was pretty technical and typesetty based, and it wasn't really what she does. She has a whole basement now in this house they've moved into. It's just wall-to-wall art supplies, oils and watercolors and all this stuff. And she's like, it's just like her thing that she likes to do. But she never, did commissioned work or any of that stuff. She never sold it. She was never an artist professionally. It's just something she likes to do.
But she does enjoy it?
She loves it, yeah.
Oh, so is doing the thing professionally what ruins it?
I think that's what she told me once is, she doesn't do it professionally because that would ruin it for her.
Mm-hmm.
It would turn something she loves into a job, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah.
So the secret to happiness is to be good at nothing.
I think that's what he said, yes.
All right.
Yep.
I buy it.
Hey, there's something to that.
Very, very, Confucian, Buddhist, very Zen.
Yeah. There's an Eastern philosophy thing. It's like a path to enlightenment thing, and it's the phrase is neti neti, not this, not this. You just kind of keep trying and doing things until you have negated everything else out except your path to enlightenment. And so I think, and that's I don't know what Eastern religion it is. I'm feeling very ignorant right now as I'm saying it.
Hey, Asher, will you find out what?
Yeah, neti.
Neti neti.
I also need to get the producer. I need to shut up more, but also I need to get the producer super hot mic going.
Yeah.
Well, it's real low.
It's because you're in the booth.
Yeah.
Right. You're not here in the studio with us. You're in the booth.
Yeah, I'm just hitting unmute on the mixing board. Yeah.
Can you knock Danielle's levels up a notch?
Yeah.
What else we got, Sean? Our intrepid leader.
Okay, see, that's the thing. That was my segment, and Y'all brought nothing. You brought nothing.
Was it today? Last night? Madeline, my daughter, my 8-year-old daughter, who we've talked about, wanted some Fun Dip. You remember Fun Dip, right? Little
Absolutely.
candy stick with the powder. And so she had some from the Valentine's Day exchange at school, and she got out of the drawer and she couldn't get it open. So I'm going to cut off the top of the thing, and she's like, "You got to make sure all the powder is in the bottom of the bag before you." I'm like, kid, slow down. I grew up on Fun Dip. I know what I'm doing here. All right. She goes, "You had Fun Dip when you were a kid?" I said, "Yeah, absolutely." She goes, "Huh. I guess that makes it better than that you didn't have internet." That's the thing that's been weighing on her mind, is that I had to grow up without the internet.
And
it's hard for kids to fathom.
Mollified by the existence of Fun Dip, yes.
Wow.
Huh. It's fair. We also had a lot of hazardous candy that isn't even available.
Well, we had candy cigarettes.
I mean, you had candy cigarettes. You had candy with things inside of them, which is illegal now.
Like razor blades? Because that was really not a thing that happened. I mean, I grew up in Detroit. They, no.
I don't know.
Are you talking like Kinder eggs? What are you talking about?
Yeah, like Kinder eggs is a great example.
I think Asher's younger than me, because we didn't have any Kinder eggs when I was a kid.
No, we didn't either. We just had bag of glass.
I mean,
another Saturday Night Live reference.
Thank you for knowing the reference there. Yeah, it's a great toy.
I think we had one flavor of Skittle, right? Like it was bleak for us growing up in the 80s.
You had one Skittle,
and that was the flavor. The flavor was bleak.
Have you been to the Skittle aisle recently at your local mart? There's red, there's purple, there's green.
Yeah, it's a rainbow, Ben.
There's sour, there's tropical.
It's in the marketing.
Yeah, all over the place. It's out of control.
Yeah, I'm going to be totally real. I've got a list of 80s candy here that's not around today.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if anybody's missing any of it. I'm going to rattle some off.
Rattle some off. Yeah.
Oh, Henry's.
They're not around anymore?
You can't get an O. Henry anymore?
Oh, back in my day.
Just a couple years ago, that changed.
Okay.
The Ferrero Rocher people nixed the O. Henry.
They axed it?
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
They bought it from Nestle, nixed it.
I've got some Ferrero Rochers. I can't say that word in the cupboard. I'm going to throw them in the garbage.
Yeah, who's switching languages now, Ben?
All right, here's another one. Marathon bars.
What are they?
Marathon bars?
No idea.
I don't know.
It sounds familiar. It's a red package with like big bold Marathon across it. I don't remember what it was though.
Oh.
It wasn't like a Butterfinger thing, was it?
I'm guessing it took a long time to eat.
Wait, chocolate covered what?
Yeah. Caramel.
Rolos?
Except in a bar, it looks like.
The Marathon was a big bar of caramel.
Yeah, that was covered in chocolate. That was it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now I want
these sound nasty. And I think these are a little bit older. Ice blue mint coolers. Those little blue I feel like I'm gonna should I just share this window so you can
know what you can't find anymore? And maybe it's still out there, but I don't know where you would get it, is Bubble Yum.
Oh yeah, Bubble Yum's totally sold.
Is it? All right.
Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sure, if you can. Sure.
Yeah.
So all the people on the audio podcast can appreciate it.
Yes.
They can see all of the ads on this website.
We recently got reintroduced to Charleston chews, like vanilla Charleston chews that you freeze. Delicious.
Whoa. Oh, I have had those. The little hard candies.
Oh.
So
yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Okay.
You like these, Danielle?
Oh, the ice blue? No, these guys I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Mint coolers don't know.
I'm a fan of mint things like that. I got to be honest. I went through a phase. This is a real thing that happened to me like 15 years ago, where I was buying bags of Hall's cough drops and just popping them like candy, like all during the day at my desk.
What is wrong with you, Ben?
So many things, Asher. So many things. The list is very long. But yeah.
See, you like the medicinal.
I do. I do like that medicinal peppermint menthol flavor. Big fan.
Well,
did you like those little root beer barrels too?
Yeah, I kind of did. The root beer barrels. I haven't had one of those in a long time.
Super medicinal.
Yeah, they really were.
Wow.
I mean, I like grape soda because it tastes like Dimetap. Stuff's delicious. I'm addicted to all the wrong drugs. What is wrong with me?
The Wonka bar. Do you remember the Wonka bar?
No.
Cinematically, sure, but not in stores.
I have a Wonka bar in my closet, but it's a different Wonka bar than that.
Is that a...
I don't know what you're getting at, Ben.
It's got weed in it.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Thank you.
That's fine.
I was a little obscure there. I get it. That was a stretch.
All right. These are all these sugar mamas. Do you remember sugar mamas?
I know sugar daddies.
I think my parents would take those away from my Halloween candy when we got them.
Oh yeah.
Those ones, and what were the little rectangular bar things?
Sugar daddies.
Yep.
Were those sugar daddies? Yeah.
Yes. I don't know sugar mama, but I know sugar daddies. Yeah.
And then there are sugar babies that were little pellets that came in a box.
Yeah, the little chocolate covered pellets.
I don't know that they were chocolate covered. I think it was just the same stuff, but like candy coated.
Huh.
And these are all unavailable now? Is that what this list is?
These are unavailable. Yeah.
Space dust. That looks like off-brand.
Yeah,
Pop Rocks.
That's like Faygo Pop Rocks.
I do like the explanation there. It was a little too reminiscent of illegal drugs. I haven't done many drugs in my life, but I'm not. Which ones look like pink powder? Like, what do we?
I've done more drugs in my life, and I don't think I've ever seen one that's a pink powder.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's.
Oh, yeah.
Those were great. PB Max.
Really? I thought it's gross. The sad thing for me is that these are now apparently no longer a thing. And I just assumed that they were on the shelf waiting for me.
I like to go sometimes and get like the really weird old candy that they've brought back, like clove gum. You ever had clove chewing gum?
Yeah. I will need the link to this site though, Asher, for the show notes.
Yes, it is an ad-ridden blog. Thank you.
Yeah.
Blog.cheapism.com.
Yeah. We're going to make them so much money.
Oompas.
Oompas. That's it.
Yeah, I don't recognize a large portion of these.
Yeah, I think these are like Ben's segment. I think most of these are made up.
Yeah.
Chicken dinner?
Nope,
Yeah,
not
they're
really.
just
Remember
messing
the
with us.
chicken dinner bar?
No, they're messing with us. This isn't real.
It was stuffed with nuts and marketed as nutritious, much like a granola bar or protein bar. Okay.
Sounds like a salt and straw ice cream flavor.
I mean, Snickers still advertises their candy bar as healthy, right? Like they still do those commercials where like, oh, you're hungry, you don't feel well, have a Snickers bar. Like it's a terrible idea. You don't need a candy bar.
But speaking of terrible ideas, did you see in the show notes from last week that the Celery soda is a real thing?
I told you.
It's not that I didn't believe you. It's just that I thought you weren't being honest.
I can't get it here, or that's exactly what I'd rather do.
I'm going to look around because sometimes you can get Doc Browns around here. I'm going to look for celery soda.
Yeah, it's Celery. CEL-RAY. Celery.
You know where you should check, Danielle? This is a stupid thing to say for anybody that's not in Eugene, Oregon. There is a hero place, Albies New York Hero.
Yeah.
They have obscure sodas.
I will check it out.
A ton of obscure sodas. They might have.
Thank you for that. I've kept my eye out and I've seen some of the Doc Brown sodas, but the Celery, it's special. Like that's not something people keep in stock, generally speaking.
So now I'm confused. Is it celery flavored and just named weird?
Yes, it is.
That's according to the affiliate link Amazon thing that I put in the show notes. Yeah.
A Reggie bar, the peach blossoms.
Yeah, this is not fun anymore. These just aren't real things, I don't think.
Lifesavers Whole.
That I do remember.
I'm gonna say this is like theonion.com here.
Nope, those I remember.
You remember Lifesavers Holes?
Holes, I do. It must have been like in a trick or treat bag or something. I don't know.
They were almost like BB sized, right? They were super tiny. Yeah.
They're like Munchkins, but for the it's like a Dunkin' Donuts version of a.
Sure.
This is a Timbits blog, Danielle. Thank you to keep your references on brand.
So sorry. They're not even Dunkin' Donuts anymore, right? They're also They're Dunkin' now.
They're just Dunkin'. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean,
rebranding
they
is
sell
coffee.
donuts. To be clear, I mean they do still sell donuts.
This one's got a great name, Bub's Daddy.
Bub's Daddy Gum. Wow.
No, it's artificially flavored fruit. I don't know that it says gum.
Candy that I think of from when I was a kid.
Underneath. It says gum.
On Long Island, there was like Old Bethpage, which I can't imagine then like upstate New York kids went to Old Bethpage, but like it was one of those villages.
Is that like a lady who gave candy to kids?
Is that on Long Island?
It's on Long Island, and like they would have like
we both said it as one word there.
Sticks.
That's great.
Yeah, the sarsaparilla sticks and that sort of thing. That's the candy I think of from when I was a kid.
Yeah, the stuff you'd get at the fair or whatever.
I think it's pretty safe to assume that nobody that my wife used to work with will listen to this podcast, so I can tell her story. She chaperoned a trip for like a class because she was a teacher, right? And the kids were on Mackinac Island, which is just, a place you go when you live in Michigan, northern Michigan here. And some of the kids bought candy cigarettes because they're in the store. And, they're put them in their mouth. And Donna let them because it's candy. And she wasn't like thinking they were going to go to jail suddenly because they were going down the wrong path. But she got in trouble for letting the kids buy the candy cigarettes that were in the store because that was inappropriate.
Don't let that get to Fox News. They will have a field day with that.
Probably. Yeah.
They're too woke.
Wokeism is ruining Michigan schools.
Show a picture of them like grinding up the cigarettes and snorting the white powder from them.
I don't know how that we had any dangerous candy other than maybe the sugar mamas, because those would pull an entire tooth out of your mouth.
Oh, they would.
That wasn't even. I didn't even Google dangerous candy. I should have done that.
Yeah, bite a Jolly Rancher for 30 seconds and then open your mouth. I mean, that's going to pull out teeth.
Do you remember those giant jawbreakers that were like the size of your fist?
Yes.
They just layer after layer after layer. God, that was disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
You'd eat those things for like a week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where did we put it when we were? Did we just stick it in our pockets? What's
in dog fur? From what I can remember.
Mm-hmm. Lots of fuzz and dog fur.
My daughter always wants those big those big lollipops that are like a twirl up the stick.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time she ever asked, she saw it. She's like, "I want that." And my wife was like, "No, you're not getting that. That's just a germ stick." And so that's what she calls them now all the time. "I want a germ stick. Let's get a germ stick. Give me a germ stick."
Leola, this was a while ago at this point, had just a rough day, right? Getting older can be a challenge. And she was sort of not enjoying being older. She wanted to feel more like a kid. And so I was like, all right, why don't we just go do something? And we went to the mall and she rode around on one of those little things. And we're talking like my gargantuan child who's taller than me. And she loved it. And then we went to the candy store and got her one of those and one for me, right? It was like this big. It was medium size. But I went back and I have a second set in one of my drawers for when she's having another hard day. We're just going to bring out the lollipops because it was such a nice thing to sort of, I don't know.
Probably use the same ones because I can't imagine they're.
We do it right. We go through candy pretty quickly in this house.
All right.
Yeah.
We have a candy drawer.
How big is it?
It's a big drawer. It's it's not a small drawer.
It's the proper size. It's the size that it is.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, there was a candy drawer. We were eating all that candy. But my kids are like, "No, I don't want that. That's the wrong color Skittle. I'm not going to eat that." And I'm like, "You spoiled little."
Is a candy drawer a thing?
In my house,
I've never heard of such a thing. Do you have a? Oh.
No, I have a candy house. I don't have any kids. I just have a candy
There's
house.
candy everywhere.
Yeah.
You just like that. You lure kids too, because maybe we're going to fire you from the podcast.
Asher, do the names
I mostly lure
potheads mean anything to you?
Does what mean anything to me?
The name's Hansel and Gretel.
Do you have a candy drawer, Danielle?
No, we don't have a candy drawer. We have a bulk candy problem where we will show up at the local grocery store and come back with like 2 to 3 pounds of gummy bears, and that really isn't an exaggeration.
I mean, depending on the store, that's an interesting evening.
It could be. This is just quite simply things that just become dinner for my husband. He will just sit down and just eat,
We have
gummy bears.
a giant bag of wintergreen lifesavers, individually wrapped in the cup. Sam's Club. I mean, just the biggest thing. The kids have been eating it for like a year.
I need segment music, Asher. Can you give me segment music?
I can give you this, but I'm only going to play it for 10 seconds for fair use rules.
Okay. Perfect. So wintergreen lifesavers, you know they spark when you bite them? Did you know that? That they spark?
Yeah, I think I remember that, yeah.
Do you know why? Do you know why?
Can you tell us why?
I can.
Weird
unnecessarily
fact
deep
Sean
dive.
knows.
Yeah. So, and it's just wintergreen ones. Pretty much when you bite it, the candy breaking actually causes electrons to go. So all of the candies that you bite like that actually have excited electrons that bounce off, but all of the light is in the ultraviolet space, so we can't see it with other candies. But you can see it with wintergreen candies because one of the chemical things inside of wintergreen, like the wintergreen oil that's in there, when hit with ultraviolet light, fluoresces in the visible spectrum. So the breaking process causes those electrons to glow in ultraviolet and strike the chemical that's in the wintergreen and causes it to fluoresce in the visible light spectrum. So that's why it's only wintergreen candies that do that.
So we're seeing
Wasn't that
chemical
fun?
combustion.
Wasn't that fun? So other candies spark, we just can't see the spark, but because of the chemical, yeah.
Is it the kind of thing if we do it like in a closet, like just take a candy in a closet? Is that where you're going to get the best view?
Yeah,
Or
it just
can
has
you
to be in the
see it?
dark. And open your mouth and put your lips back and
did
bite
you not know this, Danielle?
Yeah.
No, I've never
it's
done it.
It's
I
a
shall
visible
tonight.
blue spark, yeah. And it has
Go
to
in
be
the
wintergreen.
bathroom, turn off the
Totally worth
lights, stand in front of the mirror. You'll see it in the mirror.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. And if you get
Done.
a peppermint one, for science, you should get peppermint and wintergreen.
Oh,
So
that was
you-
understood.
Okay. But
Can you
okay,
get
so
some
you want to go
lifesaver
even
holes as well and see what they do?
Okay, so now I'm a little bit befuddled, or I'm excited because it goes into the visible spectrum for us because of the wintergreen. But phone cameras can see like infrared light. I don't know if they can catch ultraviolet or not, because you know that TV remote thing, right? Where if you point a remote at your camera, it can see the infrared light. I don't know if it can see ultraviolet, so maybe the camera could see the spark with peppermint. I don't even know.
Sean's going to be experimenting this week.
I'm going to be eating so much candy in the dark.
They are smartphone camera sensors are sensitive to ultraviolet A radiation.
All right.
UVA.
Well, I do not know what kind of ultraviolet radiation bitten candy emits.
Well, you sort of have an issue.
That's an understatement, but go on.
The camera sensors can pick up ultraviolet light, but screens can't see it. So.
Oh, they can display. Well, I mean, they do it with infrared, and somehow it just like changes it to the visible spectrum in the screen.
It looks like they don't do that. Phone screens cannot produce UV light.
Right, but I mean, somehow you can see the remote, which is infrared, so they obviously shift it somehow.
Okay, I need to do more work. This is when I wish I was one of those off-screen producer.
After we get Mike Shore, we'll sign up Bill Nye to come on and explain this to us.
Our goals are growing.
We're going to need to be a little bit more cohesive as a little podcast here. You're actually going to have to.
Here's cohesive for you. Wintergreen. Another great thing about wintergreen.
Yeah.
It's the flavoring in birch beer.
It's the flavoring in root beer.
Root beer. But birch beer specifically.
Oh, I mean, I thought I had this conversation with you. Yeah, the main flavor in root beer is wintergreen.
Okay. That one I didn't know.
We talked about this last week and I wasn't paying attention.
No. I've talked about this with people a lot. This is one of my weird Sean facts about, and you don't think of it, but next time you try root beer, you're going to be like, holy crap, it is wintergreen. How did I never notice it's wintergreen? It's so wintergreen. Yeah.
I'm going to be chomping on mints in the dark and drinking root beer tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna mess you up. You're gonna drink root beer, and it's so wintergreen that you're not gonna believe you never realized it before.
If you plug your nose when you eat Skittles, you can't taste the different flavors. The taste
of
the flavor,
can you
the
taste
flavors,
the bleakness?
the flavors of the Skittles come from the aroma.
I think that's flavor in general, Ben. I think if you plug your nose, you can't taste. All you can do is like sense bitter and stuff.
No way that.
Nothing whatsoever.
Yeah.
I can't taste it at all.
I could taste it. Try it with the Skittles. Go get yourself some Skittles. Plug your nose. Eat them. Don't look at the color. Just eat them.
Tongue can sense very few things. It can sense like bitter and I think maybe salty. But yeah, flavor's all a nose thing, baby.
Gosh, Sean knows too much.
He knows it all.
He knows nothing that is of any value to living life. Sean knows stupid trivia.
I'm going to enjoy my root beer so much more thanks to you.
Seriously, you just have to try it. And if you didn't know it, you're going to be like, I cannot believe I didn't know.
And
all right, Danielle, take us out here. What do you got for us?
I don't have. I have nothing. I still feel as though. Well, I guess Asher said he listened last time. I'm just here to,
Hey, look, Danielle. Being unprepared, that's kind of my thing.
Yeah.
All
right.
In your lane,
I hear you.
okay?
I hear you.
I
was talking to Sean. One thing I would love to spend some time talking about, if you guys are up for it sometime, is parenting in general. Like, I want to be really careful and not bring my kiddo in here too much. But I think about her and parenting ideas all the bloody time. And so I don't know if that's a topic, that feels valuable for a future conversation. I don't know that we have time today.
Maybe I'll bring one of my girls in that can talk about our parenting, if we did good or bad.
See, that sounds great.
Yeah, that'd get me fired.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine if the girls got together?
With a lot of existential dread, that recognizing that I have made sure to course correct and repeat very few of the mistakes that my parents made, but I've introduced a whole slew of new ones and ruined them in all different ways.
Yeah,
so many new mistakes. Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yep. We tell her all the time, if she can make it through being parented by us, she'll be in such a better place for dealing with the rest of the world. Like, we're just one of her crosses to bear.
We do have an outro though, because Danielle, you didn't try the Vernors.
Oh,
yeah. I bought some of those last week when I was at the store. I was drinking them with the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
the Superb Owl. Sorry. Gosh.
The Superb Owl. Yeah. The thing about it is, we're going to be able to finish the episode with a very large belch because that's how Vernors do. It's extremely exciting.
Don't sip, Danielle.
Nope. Just chug. Yeah. Oh, I like that.
It's good, right?
Yep. There it is.
See?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Nope. Caught it in time. Yeah.
Pretty good, right?
Yeah, that's really good. I will drink that before I go back to the Fago.
Oh, so that it's above Fago Rock and Rye?
I think it is. I think it's above Fago.
It's a pretty decent. If you like ginger, it's good. If you don't like ginger, not a great drink.
I love ginger. So.
Amen, sister.
Right there. Right there.
This episode of the Ben Cheshire podcast is brought to you by Ginger, not Marianne.
Where's the crickets now, man?
Yeah, come on.
I know, man. I left the.
Oh, even better.
I guess that works too.
You gotta get me off camera, and I'll shut up and.
No. You know what the thing is we got to just pretend like it happened, and then you edit it in post. I mean,
just put it in post.
I don't want to edit it in post. I'm a lazy editor.
I thought this was Asher's job.
Yeah, but it's not. I'm just lucky he agreed to come onto the podcast at all.
I'm so happy to see your face and hear your voice.
Same.
Good to see you all.
I miss you, Asher.
Yeah.
I miss you, Ben. I miss all of you.
You know what I was
playing
before we started the podcast? A little Magic the Gathering.
Were you really?
Oh.
Yeah.
I just played for the first time in a while, a couple days ago. Love it. Where were you playing? We don't need to get into magic. We have a magic podcast.
Session in and of itself.
I'm gonna start another podcast.
It's
Alert.
It's time for Danielle to go stand in the bathroom in the dark and eat candy.
Candy.
Here's my hope. I hope that Asher joins us often enough that I have to redesign the website. That's my hope.
Have his face kind of hanging off the corner.
just like half of.
Yeah.
Sean, I have so much time that's a pretty dangerous thing for you to suggest right now. Like, I'm around, man. I could come back next week with an agenda and actually make you.
Damn it, that sounds good.
All right.
I dare you to try to whip us into shape.
You can also feel free to uninvite me.
I'll pay you twice what I paid you this week. How's that?
That's fantastic.
Okay, awesome.
I can even bring my own Faygo. And that brings you to the end of today's episode. Thank you so much for listening to Podcast Name. We hope you enjoyed the discussion and learned something new. We'll be back next week with more fascinating conversation and insightful perspective.
I hope nobody ever learns anything from listening to us.